Hello everyone, welcome to QAD, that is a question a day. In this series, I'm going to be picking a question from the list of questions you've asked me and answering them every day. If you would like to ask me a question, post it below this video as a comment or DM me and I'll pick your question for an upcoming video. So today's question is from Sparsh. Sparsh says, "Ma'am, my office colleagues keep chit-chatting during lunchtime. I don't like chit chat, I don't know how to do it also. So whenever I come to the office lunch table, they call me antisocial. What should I do?" Okay. So first of all, Sparsh, chit chat is not a bad thing. Yeah, so it's like breaking the ice, breaking the tension, breaking that coldness that people can have. So let's say you're meeting someone for the first time, or you're meeting someone after a long time, or you're not very friendly, they're just acquaintances like office colleagues. Chit-chatting is a nice way to break the ice. You can talk about things like the weather, so then the conversation starts. It's like when you go to the gym, on the first day they're not going to make you lift 100 kgs of weight. Every day when you go to the gym, you start by warming up. So chit-chat is like warming up to a conversation. So my suggestion to you would be, in order for you to initiate conversations with people, you can know some chit-chat topics, simple topics like weather or traffic, or something that happened at work. Or if, let's say, someone might have told that I went for this function or I went for this trip somewhere, you can start the conversation by asking, how was the function, how was the trip? So just start the conversation using this. It's a good way for you to initiate conversations. Once you're acquainted with someone very well, they become your friend, then you don't have to do these formalities. You can eventually immediately start with the conversations you want to have. That's one part of it. And I understand when the conversation is just always plain and boring, like chit chat, maybe they're talking about politics, or they're talking about movies, or they're gossiping, and you don't find those conversations very interesting. Of course, I understand that you might be feeling bored or disinterested in the conversation. So you can approach it in two ways. You can join these colleagues for lunch and start having these chit chat conversations to begin with. And then eventually you can start talking about topics that you like. If talking to all of them at the same time can feel a little overwhelming, see if you can find one or two people who you think are a little interesting, or you think you might be able to have conversations with, and have conversations with these people. In the beginning, of course, start with chit chat, and eventually you can start talking about the topics you like. Always remember, in a conversation between two people, both the people have at least 50% of the power to decide what to talk about. Right? So if you give away this power to someone else, if you let them choose what to talk and then complain that they're not talking about things you don't like, then it doesn't work. It's like going to a restaurant and the waiter comes and gives you the menu and says, "Sir, what do you want?" You actually want dosa, but then you say you bring anything, your choice. The waiter comes and gives you upma. And then you're complaining, "No, I actually wanted this, but then they've given me upma." So it's like that. In a conversation, you have the power to decide what to talk about. So once you start having conversations with one or two colleagues, initially start with chit chat, but then you can let them know, hey, these are the conversations that you like, these are the topics you're interested in. And then you can start talking about this. Eventually, people will find out how interesting you are, and then as you start being a part of the bigger group, these one or two people will defend you and say, hey, listen, he actually has interesting things to talk about. So do remember that changes like this take time. It's not a 1 day or a 1 week thing. Enjoy the process. Do realize that you have the power to move the conversation in the direction in which you want to. Take it up as a challenge, make new friends, expand your social circle, and become really good with conversations. All the very best.